Stop it! Plasterboard right here. It has been a crazy year. It's been the most fun, but also the most nerve-wracking year we've had, I think. It just suddenly, like buses, you're waiting, nothing, and then three come along at once, and that was our year.
Cameron said, "You're mad." He said, "No one's ever done 3 new shows in the same year." But somehow it sort of worked. It was a little bit stressful because we didn't get much time off between one show ending and the next one starting. Very much start with the story, because whether we've worked on the book ourselves or whether it's been with one of our collaborators like Julian Fellows or Robert Harling or Ron Cowan and Dan Lippman, we're either presented with a very detailed synopsis or we're given a script which is yet to have the songs put into it. So we very much know what the song needs to deliver and which part of the story it's got to convey. And then usually I'll start with a bit of a lyric and I'll give George the title, or I'll give him a verse or chorus, and then he'll set it, and then he'll say, "Now I'd like the music to go in this direction." So then he gives me an MP3 of him at the piano playing what he wants the tune to do next. But occasionally, and a case in point is in Half A Sixpence, there's a very popular song in Half A Sixpence. It's called "Pick Out a Simple Tune," and for that, I hear music. For that, George wrote the tune first, which I like doing it both ways, don't you?
It doesn't happen very often that I completely write a melody first, but in the case of this song, it was one of those things. It's a tune that just unrolls itself. So I felt like I had to finish it really, and he very quickly in the genesis of it said it sounds like "Pick Out a Simple Tune," which is exactly what the lyric needed to be at that point in the story, because simplicity is what Arthur Kipps has lost at that point in his life, and he needs to get back. But it was enormous fun. I mean, it was the strange thing about the process with Half A Sixpence is a little bit like what we did on Mary Poppins, in that we maintained a lot of original material, but we also brought in a lot of new material because it was a completely new script. Well, Sweeney Todd made us start writing because we saw a production when we were very young and didn't even know we wanted to write. But that was the show that made us want to do it.
And Guys and Dolls, I think it's about the most perfect musical comedy. Love the music, love the lyrics, love the book.
And I've got to say, he hasn't. Oh, no, you have seen it now. We've both seen it.
I don't know what you're about to say. Hamilton, amazing.
It's just one of those things that changes everything, and that's so exciting. Well, as you know, we've launched our own mentorship scheme this year, sponsored by MTI. And we're guaranteed for these first 3 years to take one project and mentor it through 12 months, which we're doing with the very talented Darren Clark and Rhys Jennings on their show The Wicker Husband at the moment. And it's what we need. It's sustained development. It's what we were lucky enough to get by working with Cameron Mackintosh very early on in our careers, and it's what a lot of people don't get. There's also a new song in Becoming Nancy that I'm absolutely thrilled with.
Play a little tune of it, a little tune.
Which is called You Matter. Well, this will be a total sneak peek. I'm only going to play you a couple of bars. But
even Jerry Mitchell hasn't heard it yet.
That's all you're going to get.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I told you, red wine from Cahors.
I think George and I have been very lucky because we went to university together. We met in 1980. We started writing together in 1983, and I think we both still love what we do, and we both have such a great friendship that the two things just go together really rather well. And I think we have grown up at the same, as a composer and lyricist, we've grown up at the same sort of rate. It's not as if George has gone off and said, "I now want to write ballet and I want to write symphonies," and I've gone off saying, "I now want to write books of poetry." We still
know how to tell you this. Just said it really nicely. Thanks.
You're going off that one, I'm going off that one. But we've we seem to have grown up at the same pace. The things that interest us, the things that make us laugh, the stories that attract us to turn into musicals seem to be the same sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I'd say the secret sauce is collaboration, and actually back to what young writers need to do. They need to collaborate. There are very few Lin-Manuel Mirandas out there. There are very few Sondheims, and Sondheim needs his book writers, his John Whitemans. He needs, Lin-Manuel needs his ideas, his underlying material ideas like Hamilton. a brilliantly written biography. So musical theatre is about collaboration, and the sooner you get into that, and the sooner you're prepared to murder your darlings, as soon as you're prepared to just make it as good as it possibly can be, and stop thinking that it's all about sitting at a piano and coming up with some piece of magic. That's the first bit, but that's only the first bit. So collaboration, that's the secret sauce.